Hello, fellow Dolphins. It feels great on Victory Monday as Tua and the Dolphins smacked the Patriots in game one. I know I see some people on social media saying some of the flaws in the game, but to me, game one, when you consider that all the players played most of the games in the preseason, it's going to be a learning process over the first few. And this was a good victory against a division rival coached by experienced coach that has not Don Shula, but Belichick does have a pretty good resume. So to expect anything else is I don't know what you guys are expecting. 20-7. I know most of you on here with me and the Dolphins are all loyal fans, but when you see some of these trolls on Twitter trying to pick like stupid little fights, not mentioning that Burrow threw 5,000 interceptions and whatever in the game, but picking on a couple of missed throws by Tua, and like McDaniel said in the when he was getting the Gatorade and everything poured on his head, he said, they're going to clean some stuff up. There's definitely some things to be fixed. But did you ever feel like New England was in that game? No, Miami was in control the whole game. I loved it. They beat them easily, and it was a great win. So let's talk about it some. The defense, I think, was the star of the game. They scored the first touchdown of the year for the Miami Dolphins when Brandon Jones sacks Mac Jones, he fumbles, and then Melvin Ingram's there to scoop it up and step into the end zone. And that made it 10-0 at that point. So that was great. I thought that was basically our main ingredient how we're going to win games this year. Play solid defense, try not to make mistakes with the ball on offense. But man, how about that ballsy move, man? 4th and 7. I know time is running out, so you figure maybe it wasn't that ballsy at the end of the first half, but it was pretty ballsy. I don't think some past regimes would have taken that route. 4th and 7, Tua drops back, hits Waddle. Waddle ends up going all the way to the house for a touchdown. Boom! 17-0 at halftime, which is fitting because we're going into the 50-year anniversary of the perfect season in which the Miami Dolphins finished 17-0. So that was like a little good kickoff to the season. 17-0 in the first half. Miami Dolphins, loving it. Then it came out in the second half. You never felt New England was really in the game. Miami seemed to be in control. Yes, they had some little issues, maybe really taking control and breaking it wide open. But I never felt like New England because so many years past, you're like, oh my God, they're gonna blow this. Right? Yeah, I just never got that feeling. I just felt like the Dolphins had it in the bag the whole way, and they kind of played that way in the second half. And New England would get the one touchdown, but we were already up by a couple of scores at that point, and all we added in the second half was a Jason Sanders field goal, but it was enough on this date. It was enough. Overall, it was a good game. I mean, Tua had 270 yards. He could have easily gone over 300. I'll give you the doubters out there. I'll give them that. There was a couple throws I'm sure Tua himself wish he had back, but it was a overall good performance. 270 yards, had a touchdown. I know he threw the couple balls that could have been interceptions, but they weren't. He coughed up one ball that we recovered, and it wasn't that bad. We avoided the turnover. And, we had a couple other guys fumble ball, but luckily out of bounds and whatnot. So I think you guys should all be happy with this. And it was a wonderful game. This is my non-scripted version. Just speaking from the heart. The heart today is the old logo. The mind's the new logo. So just running this real quick. I'm learning this whole YouTube thing, so we're going to do scripts later and going to have more of a game plan. But this game, I just had to get on Victory Monday and talk about our Miami Dolphins. What do you guys think? Do you think the doubters are crazy, or do you think we're giving them a little incentive to pick on Tua more by his performance? I think he did well. Like I said, he missed a couple throws, but overall, it was a solid performance. The team overall played well. Our punting, both special teams, I guess, played well because they pinned us down a lot, but Morstead really pinned them down several times and boomed one punt. And, when called upon, Jason Sanders hit his field goal. So, his field goals. And, we did what we had to do in week one. I had said going into week one, I thought it was a must win for the Dolphins because the next 3 weeks are brutal. And the Dolphins took care of their business. and gave us fans a nice victory, and they got that needed win. I really thought it was a needed win, and they got it. They played well enough to beat a Bill Belichick coach team. Oh yeah, by the way, Belichick, sorry, Belichick, you practice in the heat, but still got beat. So next time around, you don't even have to come down to South Florida. You still get beat. And go Dolphins. And I hope there's as much doubt. I don't know. I don't follow other teams' social media to be the truth. But I wonder if their fans are doubting Mac Jones, or are they still all over him saying, oh, giving him the excuses that some of our fan base. That's the thing about social media. You don't really know. Is it our fan base ripping them, or is it trolls that pretend they're fans coming in and ripping him? That's when you never know, because I could set up an account tomorrow and look like I'm a Patriots fan and say, oh, this guy sucks. We should have never taken him. So who really knows who's a fan and who's not? So, and like I said, you can doubt Tua if you're a Dolphin fan, but you should always support him as long as he wears that aqua and orange and has that number one on his chest. He's our quarterback one, and let's just go Dolphins. I will come up with a more professional looking script here. Let me guys know in comments. I mean the negatives and stuff, because I know sometimes I ramble on because I'm new to this. Don't really script stuff out. Don't have a real professional setup. I'm in my son's room, who's a University of Florida student. So I'm just trying to learn as we go here. I just do this for fun. I'm not looking to make any money, nothing like that. So I'm not going to ever compete against these big channels that have thousands and thousands of followers and views. I'm just here as a Dolphin fan trying to hook up with other Dolphin fans to talk. And that's what I think social media should be. I know everyone wants to make a buck, but that's fine. That's good too, of course. That's the American way. But me, just I'm here as a fan. I'm retired, keeping my mind sharp. Let's talk Dolphins football and let's watch us grow together as this team grows. I think into a real contender in the next year or two. I think they're even this year. I think they're going to really make a run for the playoffs, and not just one of those years where they make the playoffs and then they get beat 50 something, thousand points in three in first round of the playoffs and exit. I think, when we get to those playoffs, I want to be able to compete and have a chance, like, even if you have to play three games, because let's be realistic, we're probably not beating Buffalo for the division title, so we're not going to have home field the whole way through the playoffs. But I think the Dolphins are good enough to get to the playoff and make a team worried about, oh, we got the Dolphins that first game in the playoffs. That's not an easy out. And I think the Dolphins are already there. And with McDaniel, like you said, he's going to clean things up. This is really their first game because, yeah, Tua and Tyreek Hill, they played some in that first, I mean, the last preseason game, but the line hadn't, Armstead had been out, protecting him, which seems to be an issue. And an injury, I'm worried about him and the whole offensive line. But that's another day. Like I said, I will break down more thorough breakdown later what we all think about the lack of running game and the offensive line performance. And I mean the defense, which basically shut them down the whole game. Did let them off the hook a couple of times on third and long. So there are some little things to work out. But let's go Dolphins. We got this. And this is the end of my rambling. It's almost my lunchtime. So I just want to say, fins up. Let's have this season continue in this direction with a victory and go from there. The Ravens are going to be a tough matchup. Then there's the Bills, and then there's the Bengals. I mean, the next 3 weeks are brutal. So that's why I really felt this must win yesterday was a must win. They got the must win, and that's it. I mean, when you beat your division rival by double digits, when you never felt the division rival was going to threaten in the game, that's a good win. I take that every week of the season. That's a great win. Go Dolphins. Life is great. It's great to be a Dolphin fan now, again, like the old days. So we're going to do it. Go Dolphins. Number one.